Welcome to Tony Martignetti Nonprofit Radio coverage of the NextGen Charity 2011 Conference. We're at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center in New York City. And my guest right now is Wali Collins.
Yay!
Wali was the opener. Welcome.
Well, thank you for welcoming me.
He was the opener, and he's also going to be speaking later here at NextGen. He's a comedian and author. His stand-up comedy credits include being on NBC, CBS, ABC, lots of other acronyms,
Yes.
and CC, Comedy Central.
Right.
But he's also an author, not only stand-up comic, but also an author. And this is his book. I know you can see it, and I'm going to let Wali pronounce it as you're looking at it. How do you pronounce the title of this book?
It's called the You Never Know Book of Encouragements. That's right, the word is You Never Know.
And the subtitle underneath the door is Living a Regretless Life.
Right.
I love that. So we're talking to small and mid-sized charities.
Mm-hmm.
How does your work overlap with charitable work?
Well, actually, the whole idea behind You Never Know, it's not charitable, but it's motivating.
Okay.
And
charities need motivation?
Yes.
Their donors need motivation?
Exactly.
Big overlap.
Exactly. And the producers here, they asked me to speak to help motivate people to help live their dreams, go for their goals and desires. And that's exactly what I did. I was an architect before I got into comedy. And my mom asked me if you could be anything, what would it be? I said, love to be an actor. Now she's confused. Why are you an architect? To be an actor. So I told her I was from Springfield, Massachusetts. No one famous ever came from Springfield, Massachusetts. And she says, well, you never know.
All right.
So it kind of like sparked me. I'm like, oh, wow. So I pursued comedy, and I just kept that mantra in my head, you never know, you never know. And with that, I was one of the original hosts on Comedy Central. Had my own show. In fact, I was the first black host on Comedy Central.
Congratulations.
And
when was that? When you began hosting?
91. And so I kept that mantra in my head. I said, you know what, I can go for anything because I don't want any regrets. And the whole point of You Never Know is that I don't want to be that person on my deathbed saying, I always wonder what it was like. I always want to know. I'm always curious about that.
What if I had? I regret not having.
Exactly. And sometimes people do it like end of the day. They're like, you know, how come I didn't say hello to that girl, to that guy, or how come I didn't make that phone call, or how come I didn't give to that charity, you know? So how come I didn't donate? I should have donated, you know? So I want people to live a regretless life because that is the key to happiness. It's not about you know, the result or succeeding or failing. It's the fact of trying. And I realized that once you're trying and then you're in the trying, that's where the happiness is. Like the example I give is that when you go on a journey, it's a long journey, and when you get to the place you need to get to, see a friend or family, the first thing they say to you is, how was your trip?
Yeah.
It's about the journey. It's about the try. So I realized that, and so I wrote this book. There's 52 encouragements in there. Each encouragement is to inspire you to go through any kind of door, any kind of problem, any kind of obstacle that you have.
All right. So there are 52 of them.
Yes.
One a week? Is that what you intended, or is that just a coincidence?
That was no. I actually I wanted to do one a week, and let that be your mantra, let that be your motivator for the week. And people have been reading them all the way through. Some people read them at random. Yeah. You know, and it's really cool because it's getting great reviews, and people are giving us gifts now to friends and family.
Can we talk about a few of the?
Sure,
because we want people to live a regretless life.
Exactly.
We want them to be motivated not only in their work,
right.
but, I mean, this is for work and all aspects of life. Right?
Exactly.
Your personal life, your work.
Exactly. Relationships. Okay. You know, losing weight, anything. You know, your health. The book talks about, you know, it inspires you about your health, relationships.
All right. So can I? It's not a challenge. I mean,
no, go ahead.
I'm picking out the ones that I think are a little interesting. Yeah,
right.
maybe we'll find something provocative. I don't know. But
okay.
I don't know. Well, let's see. Listen and learn. What's your lesson around listen and learn?
Listen and learn. You can learn a lot about a person if you just shut up. If you let the person talk. And
I know I can learn so much about you if I would just keep quiet. If I would just ask you some decent, open-ended questions,
right.
I would learn so much more than is in this bio or something. Because people know comedian and author. I mean, that's all understood. But if I would shut that trap, I could learn so much more about you, much deeper than the book or any bio would reveal or anything like that.
Right.
No, that's true.
Exactly. I was quiet and listened to you, and I learned about you. So that's the whole point of listening and learning is that you do learn a lot about a person if you just let them talk, and not necessarily agree or disagree with what they say, but just nod your head from time to time to say, I am listening to you. And you really learn about their values, their views, basically their personality. So that's one of the encouragements. Just listen and learn about someone. Just listen.
And I'm going to drive that directly to the nonprofits that we're talking to in terms of listening and learning from your donors. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you so much about why they give to your charity, what it is that is special in their lives about your work.
Right.
And when you can key on those things that you know move them to give, then you've got a sweet spot, and you've got a method of
just that simple.
Helping them to give.
Just that simple.
Excellent, Wali. All right, we know there's intersection here. We're exploring. We're finding.
Pick another one. Go ahead.
Okay.
Shuffle through there. Go ahead.
A fish life. What's a fish life about?
Well, it's basically like a metaphor. You look at fish in an aquarium, and they're content, but they're in an aquarium. And the way we think, a lot of people think, is that they're content where they are. And so, are you going to live the rest of your life living as a fish in an aquarium, or do you really want to go through that door? Because the logo for You Never Know is a door. It's a partly open door. That's possibilities and opportunities. Mm-hmm. So, are you going to allow yourself just to basically get into the You Never Know state of mind and broaden your world to a beautiful sea of possibilities and opportunities?
No commentary. It's just very well said. Very well.
Right.
And I think it's a terrific metaphor also.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, go ahead.
This is a great one. This is an uplifting one. Celebrate good times right now.
That's pretty much it right
day
there.
Day to day.
Everyone, we have a habit of holding on to champagne. We have a habit of, not going to wear a tuxedo until something special happens, But I realized that, and it's kind of fun. I do it from time to time. I'll put on my tuxedo. My wife, we put it on, and, we'll just celebrate that day. We'll celebrate Tuesday.
All right. At home, or you go out in your tux?
We go out.
In your evening attire?
Yeah, we go out. Yeah, and we go out and celebrate. And people are looking like, what are you celebrating? We're like, we're celebrating Tuesday. Like, and they can't say that's something like, oh, yeah. Celebrate it. Don't wait. Celebrate today.
And take the time to recognize what in your life merits celebration. And there's so much.
And one of the encouragements is called take inventory. And in order for you to basically receive things in your life that you want, appreciate the things that you have already. And we take them for granted. The simple things like the breath in our lungs, the fact that we can listen, we can hear. Those simple things we take for granted because we have them all day. We have them every day. So if you take inventory of all the things that you have, then the other things that you want to receive or things that you want or things you want to achieve are a lot easier.
Don't stereotype stand-up comics, because Wali has some terrific thoughts that I think apply to the charitable sector and certainly well beyond.
Right.
His book is the You Never Know Book of Encouragements. There's the door, opportunity, and below that, Live a Regretless Life.
Right.
And Wali Collins is a comedian and author, and again, his stand-up comic credits all kinds of NBC, CBS, ABC, etc. Mm-hmm. And Wali, I want to thank you very much for being my first guest at NextGen Charity.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. This is Tony Martignetti, Nonprofit Radio coverage of the NextGen Charity 2011 conference. We're at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center in New York City. Wali, thank you again.
You're welcome.